Oh, more people signing in. Hey, we'll start in a second. If you want to get yourself a block or something you can use as a block, strap, something you can use as a strap, maybe you need a blanket, a cushion, pillow, towel, all the usual things. Good evening, my name is Satyam. I'll be leading your practice. Please consult with a medical professional before beginning any exercise program. I'm going to stay seated, but I'd like you to come to Shavasana. So lying on your back, bring the heels nice and wide to the edges of the mat. Let the toes fall out. Bring the shoulder blades together on the back. Arms are slightly away from your body, palms are facing up. Let's take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And letting go, sighing it out. Breathing in and out through the nose. Maybe you're breathing from the belly. As you inhale, chest to neutral. Diaphragm moves down, belly rises. As you exhale, chest still neutral, diaphragm moves up, and the belly falls. Long, slow inhales. Long, slow exhales. I'm not forcing or trying to come to a particular pattern, but maybe you're matching inhales and exhales if that's comfortable for you. Let the body soften, melt to the mat, to the earth. And just letting everything go. Whatever happened today, let it go. Whatever's happening in your life, let it go. Just trying to be here, present. Letting go of all other places and times. Setting a sankalpa, an intention for your practice. Something positive. Something that you feel a connection with. If you don't have an intention for this evening's practice, perhaps thinking about ahimsa. Ahimsa, Sanskrit, technically means non-harm. It's the roots of vegetarianism. But you can take it a step further, meaning kindness. Kindness to animals, kindness to other beings. And being kind and making an extra effort to be kind, even when the person you're dealing with may not be. A lot of people right now are stressed, anxious. Some people are depressed. And sometimes our own frustrations, our own anxiety can create a not so good combination. So the more sympathetic we are to others, the more kind we try to be, the easier it is to deal with the small petty frustrations that come up through your day. If you're unhappy about something or you feel challenged, just imagine how bad it is for the person on the other side of the conversation. being kind. Beginning to deepen the breath. Keeping the eyes closed. Slowly turn the head side to side. Back to center, movements of the hands, curling and curling fingers, rotating wrists, going both ways. Movements to feet, curling and curling toes, rotating ankles, going both ways. Ankles together, toes away from the shins, arms by your sides, palms facing down, arms are straight. So remember when I say bring the arms overhead, it means 180 degrees to the feet, so pointing at whatever's behind you rather than to the sky. Inhale the arms all the way overhead, fingers are pointing away, palms facing up. Exhale, arms come forward, palms touch down alongside the hips. Inhaling up and back. Exhaling, palms touch down. Inhaling up and back. Exhaling forward. One more. Inhale up and back. This time as you exhale, bring the knees into the chest, thighs to the belly, hands on top of knees or shins. Give yourself a hug. Feet are active, so toes are to the sky. You can make some movements here. You can rock side to side. You can rock back and forth. Find what feels good for you. Find your way back to center. Release the hands. Come back to the mat with the arms. Keep the feet where they are. I'll keep the knees where they are. Let's do some butterfly circles. Big toes stay together. Knees go wide. Send the knees away from you. Bring the knees together. Up the middle. Repeat, adding breath. Inhale, send the knees away. Exhale as the knees come up the midline. Inhale away. Exhale up the midline. Inhale away. Exhale up the midline. One more. Knees to center, toes are still together. Keeping the knees together, send the knees and the feet away from you. Bring the knees out left and right, up towards the armpits, together over the sternum, and away. Same breath. You exhale as the knees come towards the armpits. Inhale as the knees move away from you down the midline together. Keep going. One more time around. Knees together, feet come back to the mat. And then bring the soles of the feet together as you allow the knees to float left and right. Reclining butterfly, Supta Baddha Konasana. So we'll come back to some warm-up stuff later, but this is a good opportunity to do our first yin, so we'll stay here. If this is too intense, if you find the knees are shaking a lot, you can place blocks, bolsters, cushions, towels, blankets, whatever you have under the knees. Bring the knees up a little higher. And usually when we're in a more active class, we're flowing, we have less time in the pose, we talk about bringing the hands onto the knees or thighs. You can if you really want. But since this is going to be a yin hold, a long hold, I would usually suggest having arms by your sides, palms up. So as always in our yin practice, you want to take your time coming into a pose. Body takes minimum 2 minutes to release to its deepest extension any day. So we're going to give the body lots of time. When you're coming out of the pose, you want to move slowly. Sometimes we stretch the tissues pretty far. We don't want things to snap back. You may be able to ride your edge. So you find initially at that place where you have some pulling, maybe mild discomfort, no more than that. You'll find after a minute or two that discomfort recedes and you can deepen the pose. You might be able to do this 2 to 3 times on a pose, depends. Call that riding the edge. Anytime we switch poses or we switch sides of poses, I always want to take any movements the body needs to loosen things up before we move on. If a pose is uncomfortable for you, come back to something neutral and just stay there until we join you. I suggest having eyes closed as much as possible through the practice. It's a very internal meditative type of practice, right? So you don't need to watch for visual cues, and this way you can get a little more in tune with the body, a little more internal awareness. There's always yoga, yoke, union. It's about connecting with yourself. Yin gets into those deeper tissues and gives you a deeper connection. Slowly bring the knees back to center. Hands can assist if you need. And just a little windshield wipe. Left to right. Back to center, ankles together, knees together. Back to some warm-up stuff. Arms at the T position, 90 degrees. Palms are facing up. Breath in. Exhale, softly knees go to the right. And maybe you're looking to your left. Trying to keep left shoulder blade on the mat. Feet stay on the mat. Slowly inhale, knees to center at the center. Next exhale, knees will go to left. And maybe you're looking to your right. Feet stay on the mat. Inhale, knees to center at the center. Little windshield wipe. Knee left to right. Next time the knees go to the right, rolling all the way to your right hand side. Right arm's a pillow, left hand's in front of the heart. Pushing into left hand, extend top leg, come to a comfortable seat. And we're either going to do Sukhasana, easy seated pose, ankles in line, or cross-legged if Sukhasana is not good for you. Can rotate the thigh flesh in or pull glute flesh away a little bit, grounding a little deeper. Inhale the arms up to the sky. Remember, you may want a block or something to support the head for this. Exhale, fold. And the idea is we're going to round now. Let the forehead drop towards the mat, towards the earth. If you want to support forehead on your block, whatever you're using, you're welcome to do that. And we hold. Sit bones stay on the mat. Any of the poses we do, you should always listen to your body. It knows what's going on, what you need, far better than I do. Slowly rolling up. Look down at the feet. See which one's out in front. Now you can either just switch feet, or if you want, you can straighten the legs out, shake them out if you need to, loosen things up before we do the other side. And then coming back to your Sukhasana or your cross-legged, opposite leg in front. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Same thing, different leg in front. We're just balancing out the hips. This is our second fold. You may find it's a little easier to get into. The back is stretched out a bit. But often we differ left to right. If you do find that one side is tighter or looser than the other, that's fine, perfectly normal. Slowly rolling up. Again, if you wish, you can straighten the legs out, shake them out if you need to, roll the toes in and out, whatever feels good. We'll transition over to tabletop, hands and knees. Shoulders over the crease of the wrists, hips over the knees, nice flat neutral spine, toes tucked untucked. Some cat-cow. Inhale, push the belly button low to the mat, lift the chin, lift the tailbone. Exhaling, rounding the back up to the sky, looking between your knees. Inhale, send the belly low, lift the chin, lift the tailbone. Exhale, rounding up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Bring it back to neutral. I'm going to set it for Anhatasana, melting heart, puppy pose. Keeping the hips stacked directly over the knees so the thighs stay vertical so they don't shift forward or back. Slowly walk the hands forward. And you're bringing your chin, chest, heart towards the mat or creating a back bend and a shoulder opener. Now, if your shoulders aren't happy, mine are not happy, if you need to modify, move the arms wherever you need to, but you're trying to send the chest towards the mat. You're trying to send the ribs towards the mat. You're trying to find the deepest back bend that's comfortable for you. If this is way too much, you can lie on something, give yourself a little more height. Bolsters, towels, pillows, cushions. Remember, hips stay over the knees. Thighs are straight up and down. Trying to soften, melt the chest, the heart towards the mat. Nice and slow. Walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. You can take a cat-cow here if you wish. Tops of feet on the mat. Sitting back in the child's pose. So if you want the maximum counter stretch from the one we just did, the melting heart, you want to come to child's pose with knees together, folding over the thighs. That gets into the low back a little more. But if you would rather go wide-legged, you're welcome to do that. Arms can be in front, arms can be behind. And then we melt the chest onto the thighs or the chest towards the mat. Balasana. As you go through the practice, being kind to yourself and to your body, not forcing anything. And sharing that thought, that kindness with others. Nice deep breath in and out. Slowly rolling up. Let's come up off the mat for a bit, loosen things up. So come back to your table. Look down at the hands, walk the hands of palm print forward, lengthening your stance, make sure toes tucked under, breath in. Exhaling, hips up and back. Downward facing dog. We'll walk the dog, alternately bending left and right knees. Take your time. Come back to your down dog. Little baby steps, walk to the front of the mat. Find a forward fold. Bend the knees if you need to. Chest comes onto the thighs. Head hangs. Arms relaxed. Keep the arms relaxed. Slowly inhale up like a rag doll. One verb at a time. Head comes up last. And standing front of the mat. Hands heart center and Jali Mudra. Tadasana. Deep breath in and out. Inhale the arms up. Maybe back bend. Exhale, forward fold from the hips. Flatten the back. Come all the way down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Arms out to the side or in front. Inhale all the way to the sky. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, arms overhead, palms touch. Maybe back bend. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse dive, all up. Palms touch, hands are at center. Okay, so we're going to set up for dangle. So it's a long hold, forward fold. If you have high blood pressure, you're prone to migraines, you don't want to do it, I will offer you an alternate. So let's just do the dangle first. Inhale, your arms up. Exhale, fold. Come all the way down. Bend the knees if you need to. Hold elbows. Relax the back of the neck. Let the head hang. So there's your dangle, and you're going to hold there. If you're looking for an alternate, it's an alternate standing pose. It's not an alternate to dangle. Dangle is a low back release. Stabilizing yourself if you need to. Plant either foot, it doesn't matter. Opposite heel to the glute. Same arm goes down that has the knee, or the knee is bent. Hold the ankle, and then send the knee back a little bit, and you'll feel a stretch in the quads. And I'm going to tell you when we're hitting the halfway mark, and then you're going to switch sides. So you're either holding a dangle, or you're doing a standing quad stretch. Remember, there's nothing the matter with microbending the back of the knees. You're feeling a little too tight back there. You're not trying to hold the head up. Just let the head go where gravity takes it. If you're doing the standing quadricep stretch, now's a good time to switch legs. If you're doing the quad stretch, release. If you're still in dangle, release the arms, release the elbows. Widen your stance out. So if you're doing the standing thing, you're going to come down to squat. And let's all bend the knees. And find your malasana squat, hands to the heart. Knees and toes point in the same direction. Option to modify if this is too intense, you can sit up on a block. Sit tall and try to open up the hips with the knees. If you're not using a block, elbows are inside the knees. We tend to round and close in this version. Open, expansion. Open the collarbones, open the chest, open the shoulders, flatten the back, push the pelvis forward. Look straight ahead. If you're okay with balance, you can close the eyes. Finding your way under your sit bones. Send the legs out front for a moment. And as always, loosening up any way you like. So for this next one, you may need a blanket or a towel or something under one of your sit bones. You'll see when we get there. Bending the right knee, flex the right foot, bring it parallel to the front edge of the mat. Both sit bones should be on the mat. Bend your left knee, bring it to the inside of the arch of the right foot, flex the left foot, and you feel that you're tipping to your right, or you should feel you're tipping to your right. We're trying to come to neutral center and bring that left sit bone down. So it's a very subtle looking pose, but depending on your hip flexibility, it can be quite intense. So you're trying to sit tall, both sit bones level on the mat. If you need to bring some support on the left sit bone, slide a blanket or towel or something under there, and then try to bring yourself back to vertical. So we're trying not to make a curve with the spine. We're trying to sit straight and tall. And we hold. Don't be afraid to deepen if your body's okay with it. So trying to put more weight into your left sit bone if it's not already there. You stay nice and flat if you can. Lean to your right. Straighten the legs out. Take any movements you need to. It doesn't matter which side you do first. If you're doing a different side, that's okay, as long as you do both. We'll set it for the other side. Flexing the left foot. Left shin comes parallel to the front edge of the mat. Bend the right knee. Knee comes into the arch of the left foot. And then we're trying to sit tall, pressing into your right sit bone. Try to keep the feet flexed to protect the knees. Oh, this one's a challenge for me. Do the best you can with it. So you're trying to sit as tall, as vertical as you can. Trying to press both sit bones, especially your right, to the mat. And as we do on the other side, you can always pad up the right sit bone if you need to. Try to keep the knees flat if you can. Try to evenly weight both sit bones if you can. Lean to your left. Straighten the legs out. Shake them out if you need to. Coming lengthways on the mat. Holding at the back of the knees, back of the thighs, come onto your back. Bend the knees, soles of feet to the mat. Maybe a little windshield wipe. Loosen up the hips a bit before we move on. So we'll set up for a twist. If you want to just do a double leg twist, we'll just do a longer version of what we did when we were warming up. Ankles together, knees together, arms to T position. We'll go to the right first. If you want to do the rooted twist, cross the right leg over the left. Squeeze the legs nice and tight. Maybe tuck the right toes behind the left ankle. Breath in. Exhale, knees will go to the right, and you're looking to your left. So you're either in the rooted version or in the double leg version. If you're in the double leg version, you can offset your hips to the left a little bit. Remember, you want both shoulder blades on the mat, so we're going to the right, so it's important, it's ideal that you keep your left shoulder blade on the mat. Left palm is up, helping to open the shoulders. If you're doing the rooted, if it's too much, you can go to double leg. Go to double leg and you want more, you can switch to the rooted. If you stay on the mat, slowly inhale, knees to center. If you're in the rooted version, unwind. Both feet back to the mat. And again, you're either doing knees stacked, or if you're doing rooting to the other side, left leg crosses over right. Squeeze the legs together, maybe tucking left toes behind the right calf. And on an exhale, allowing the knees to fall to the left, looking to your right, or you're doing double leg version. Now you're working to keep her right shoulder blade on the mat. One more breath. Slowly inhale, knees to center, head to center, unwinding the knees if you're doing the rooted version. Maybe windshield wipe knees left to right if you need to. And then straighten the legs out, setting up for Shavasana, final posture. Heels to the edges of the mat, toes fall out. Shoulder blades together on the back. Arms away from your sides, palms up. Maybe the chin is slightly tucked, long neck. Eyes are softly closed. Breathing in and out through the nose. Breathing from the belly. Deep breath in. Letting go. Tongue falls away from the roof of the mouth. Eyes fall back in their sockets. Perhaps coming back to your intention. Perhaps thinking again about kindness to yourself, for yourself, to others, for others. Slowly deepening the breath. Gentle movements come back. Fingers and toes. Sending the right arm only overhead. Bend the knees, roll to your right. Right arm's a pillow, left hand's in front of the heart. Keeping eyes softly closed, gently pushing into left hand, extend top leg, come to a comfortable seat. Sit tall, hands heart center, and gently mudra. Thank yourself for taking this practice. Thank yourself for being kind. From my light to yours. Namaste. As always, thank you to Jennifer for editing, Rosie for providing this platform, info@healthletica.ca, Instagram, Facebook, all the usual places. Have a wonderful night.